Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be the first update for the 365 days of eyeshadow that was started by Jessica. In this project we're trying to work through like either 365 days of eyeshadows or just through your whole collection, and then possibly one more time because I do not have 365 eyeshadows. A lot of the people in this project do, but I'm not there. I wouldn't say I'm not there yet, but I'm not trying to get there either. So yeah, what I started off with, because we choose eyeshadows, some people do it randomly, some people pick. I decided to pick because I'm working on enough eyeshadows to like not add even more like scariness to this. So I picked 31 eyeshadows for January that I worked through, and now I'm going to be picking 28 for February. But I just quickly wanted to talk through what I have been using. I've got a whole pile of eyeshadows right next to me because I decided to just pick like little things from loads of different palettes because those were the things I was going to be focusing on anyway. So I wanted to kind of ease myself in. Let's take a quick look at some of the palettes that I have been working on. In the Amuse palette I was working on this blue shade right here, and I realized that I actually really like it. I do kind of in the end top it up with my finger a little bit because the pigmentation is not amazing. It's a fairly cheap brand. I don't even really know the brand, but so I use my finger to kind of bring out that metallicness a little bit more, but I really like the color. Then I've been working on some shades in my sleek palettes as well. One of the shades that I've been using actually a fair bit over the last month, because it is in my Pandas eyeshadows as well, is this green like army type shade. It's a little on the dry side, so I need to work it in a little bit more. I need to layer it to really get it to work, but the color itself is really nice because it's like a green with a golden sheen to it. And then in this color I was working on two shades, the white and the pink right here. And those are like really nice, but a bit like crumbly and powdery. So also for those ones I need to use my finger kind of to really make it like give what I want them to give. So the shades are really nice. The consistency isn't 100% what I would like them to be, which could also be because I've had them for a while. So yeah. Another sleek shade that I was working on is the black in this Circus palette, because also that one was in a project, and this is actually a really good black. It's very black and it's kind of like creamy-ish. So yeah, that is definitely like when I want a full-on black, this is a really good one. Another black that I'm really trying to focus on this year as well is the black in this Lancome quad. And this one is pretty dry, so I really need to layer this one. It's fine because you do not always want like a really deep black, so it's kind of nice to be able to layer it. It's just not overly black, like it's a bit grayish if you do not layer it properly. Let's see what else. I've been working on this NYX pigment, or at least I've worn it once. I've been working on this last year for a fair bit as well, and pigments are just really nice. So this one I still really like. I've been wearing the silver shade in this palette that I haven't repressed into something else yet. I finished this one off. This was kind of the main one that I was focusing on, but these are kind of the same shade, so technically I've used this one as well. I really like the silver and it has a really nice pigmentation, but it's a silver and I just want to, the rest of this month I decided not to do silver once I finished that shade off. And what else? This LA Colors palette is my Panda palette at the moment, and I used all these shades at least once as well. They're powdery. I was not expecting them to be as powdery as they are. So I really need to kind of be careful with it. They sweep off my eye very easily if I try to blend them in with something else, if I move my brush over it again, and I do end up with quite a bit of fallout. But like the colors are really nice. I need to work with them a little bit. And another one that I had in here was the LA Colors palette in Fabulous, and I had a purple shade in there as well that I used up. And that one was not as powdery. It was a little less pigmented, but the consistency worked better than what I have in here. Anyway, then another palette that also is my Panda palette is this Smoky Eye Trio from Bourjois. These are just like nice neutral colors. I don't have anything specific to say about those, but yeah, that is they're nice. That's not very useful information, is it? Then in my Vice palette I was working on 3 shades for this project, and I really like this palette. The shades perform really nicely. The like purple shade in here I've used a few times. I'm wearing it in my crease right now as well. And then I had these 2 shades on the side that I've been wearing as well over the last month. They're very transition shade for me. Like, I have a very light skin tone, but even on me they're like not showing up very much. So they're, for me, I guess they are the perfect transition shade, just to kind of help blend everything out. They're not showing up too much. It works. They're pretty powdery as well, but in a good and workable way. Like, they're creamy and powdery at the same time. They just give a good bit of kick up, I guess. And then I've been working on pretty much all the shades in the Naked palette to kind of even everything out to 31. So I've been wearing all these shades at least once, except for the black, because I already had 2 blacks that I was working on in this project. And I just really like this palette. I should actually be using it more. Half Baked is in my Pendos eyeshadows at the moment. I'm working on finishing Virgin off, and Naked and Buck is what I'm using in my brows. So there are definitely shades in here that I'm using pretty regularly. The only thing I noticed is that kind of Toasted and Hustle are a bit muddy. But apart from that, this palette still performs like amazingly. I really like the shades. I really like how they perform on my eyes. So yeah, well, we all know this palette anyway, but I still think it's great. So that is everything that I've been working on. I also have some eye looks that I've been trying to take pictures of. And then halfway through the month I realized that I already forgot what was actually on my eyes. So my initial idea was to kind of talk through them and tell you guys a little bit more about what was on my eyes and how I liked it together with, kind of, instead of just showing you the shade in the pan. I think you're gonna get a kind of slideshow at the end to still show you them. And I've learned that in February I need to actually maybe write down for each day what I'm wearing on my eyes, so I will actually remember. We're learning. And also my selfie skills, or like really showing the eyeshadow very well, something I'm still developing. So if you guys have any feedback, feel free to tell me. I will not be offended, because I know it's something I still need to work on. Anyway, time to take a quick look at the shadows that I want to be working on in the upcoming month. And what I've decided is to just, like I've done with the Naked palette, I knew I was working on some shades in here anyway, so I decided to go with this one. And I'm gonna do the same thing. So some palettes that are already working on like 1 or 2 shades, and I'm just gonna roll in the whole palette for this project. But the first thing that I'm going to do, there's 1 shade in here, like I said, that I haven't used yet, and that is the black shade right here, Creep. So that is gonna be one of the shades that I'm gonna be working on. So I'm just gonna do a little swatch. That is what Creep looks like. And Creep is also like, it's not a full-on intense black, like there is a little bit of a grayish hue to it, I guess. And there is glitter in it, but I'm expecting that you won't really see that on the eye. But yeah, that is shade number 1. And then I'm just gonna swatch out some things. So the other palettes that I'm gonna be using in here are my Sleek the Original, my Sleek Jewels, and my Amuse palette. So I'm gonna swatch out the first palette so we can kind of take a closer look at the shades that I'm gonna be working on in that one. So the first swatches are from my Sleek the Original palette. I'm rolling this one in now because I am expecting to hit pan on the shade that I'm working on in here the soonest in my Pandas eyeshadow. So I guess it kind of made sense to try and incorporate these while I'm still working on that shade. So these are the shades I did not use yet. So like I said, the pink and the white I've already worked on, so I swatched everything else in here, which is an additional 10 shades. And this is what they look like. I hope you can properly see all of that. My favorite shades in here, I'm just gonna put the palette down. My favorite shades in here are definitely like the coppery shades right here. They're so like nice and creamy and metallic-y. I've got another pink red here, but this one seems to have a little bit more of a cool toned like undertone to it, whereas the other one had more of a gold sheen to it. I've got like a couple of greens and blues right here, which also like all of them has like just a really nice metallic like shine to it. I think only the black is a little bit more matte and also a little bit more grayish. It's not like overly pigmented, but yeah, these are all the shades from this first palette that I'm going to be rolling in this month. Then I will also be working on the rest of the shades in this Amuse palette, just because I also do feel like that blue shade I will hopefully hit pan on within the next 1 or 2 months. So I just wanted to kind of make sure I used all of them, and this is still something I need to learn to get better at as well. I've swatched them out on my arm right here, and like for these, I think like the peachy shade, which one? Yeah, the peachy shade right here, the reddish shade, and then this like burnt, it's like a red coppery shade kind of. These are definitely, as you can see, like the warmer shades are my type of shades, but now that I've swatched like the peachy shade and the green right next to each other, I actually think this could be a really nice like springy look together. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using these because I've got some really nice like bright colors here to incorporate in my eye looks. So yeah, that is this palette, and that adds another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm at 19, which means I need to add another 9 shades, and I'm gonna be taking 9 shades from my Jewels palette right here. I'm already working on 1 shade in here, and what I've decided for this one, this is a shade I've already worked on in the last month basically. I've got a black and a silver, which I'm just not really feeling, and another black and silver. I need a little break of silvers as well, so I'm going to be swatching the other 9 shades in here, which is a nice combination of like warmer shades and kind of the green shades as well. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, and these are the shades from the Jewels palette. So like I said, there is a really nice mix of kind of warmer colors and then greener shades. I feel like this green shade right here doesn't really show up very much. It's like a mint greeny shade that you can see right here. And it's like one of the only mattes in that palette. It just doesn't perform as well as the rest. But like these shades right here and these two, as I said, like the warm shades are really my thing, and I can really see like them working together in a look very nicely. Although I could see like the green, kind of something like this could be really interesting combination as well. And then we've got like another dark blue here as well. So I've got 2 dark blues. I've got this one right here and this one right here. This one seems to be the better performer of the 2. And then right at the bottom here, which you can barely even see, and it's pretty much on my elbow as well, is a shade that I have used a fair bit as a brow bone highlight or inner corridor before. You might be able to see that that one already has a good dip in it as well. So I've used that shade a fair bit. I am familiar with it. But yeah, so this, I don't know how to properly show you this, but this is everything that I'm going to be working on within the next month. Let me know what you think of this format. Let me know what other things you would like to see. I've heard a couple of suggestions. I'm kind of trying to see like how to fit it in here without making this video be like 30 minutes long, because I prefer to kind of stay within the like 10, maybe 15 minutes for my videos at the longest. Yeah, I'm excited to work with all these shades again though, and I'm excited to take all of this off my arms as well. And that's it. So like I said, I will have a little slideshow of like the looks that I've done over the last month at the end of this. Any feedback is welcome, because this is kind of a new thing for all of us, and let me know what you guys think and how you guys feel and all those types of things. But that's it for today. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye. you.